Meejah.
Hello, and welcome to the third video in the Windows Movie Maker Basics series. In the last video, we learned how to edit the video track, and in this video, we'll learn how to edit the soundtracks. The first soundtrack to be aware of is the video soundtrack. Now, it may not always be apparent that the video has a visible soundtrack, but it has. If you cannot see a soundtrack with your video, you need to click this little button with a plus sign on it, and the associated soundtrack will appear. Sound files show a graphic representation of the sound wave on them. This comes in very useful for synchronizing soundtracks to the video footage, if, for example, you have recorded your video sound separately. An interesting feature about video soundtracks is that they can be converted into an ordinary soundtrack simply by dragging it down to the audio music track like this. The video disappears, leaving just the soundtrack. Note that any soundtrack that is unanchored to a video can be moved anywhere along the track, whereas an anchored one will be dragged with the video to the first available left-hand space. Now, the audio track is for video audio only. All other audio or music files must be dragged to the audio/music track. Once on the track, you have complete freedom to drag the file to any position you require. The editing of music tracks is exactly the same method as we used on the video tracks in the last video. So tracks can be cut by placing your cursor at the required position and clicking the split button. Clips can also be trimmed by placing your cursor at each end of the clip and dragging the edge to the required position. Also, like video clips, audio clips can be faded into each other by simply grabbing one clip and pushing it into another. And the length of the fade will correspond to the length of the overlap. Fading an audio clip in or out is again exactly the same as it was on video. Just right-click on the clip with your mouse and choose Fade In, Fade Out, or even both, and said fades will be applied to the clip. The sound volume of the clip is easily altered by right-clicking and selecting Volume. This will open this control, which will allow you to adjust the volume, mute the clip, or reset it to its original volume. It's also worth knowing that anything on the timeline can be cut, copied, and pasted. If, for example, you had a sound file, a sound effect for example, that you wanted to repeat several times along the timeline, you need only right-click on the clip you wish to copy, then select Copy. Now place the cursor at the position you want to paste to, then right-click again and select Paste. And there's your clip. And you can do this as many times as you like. You can then place the clips more accurately by dragging them with your mouse. So there you have it, the basics of sound editing in Windows Movie Maker. In the next video, we'll be taking a look at transitions. So enjoy your editing, and I'll see you next time.
Meejah.